Okay, one of the things we wanted to talk about was what's the tools going to use to be able to do a floor like this. It's very simple. You do need a chop saw to cut the pieces of wood, and you want a jigsaw to get the corners and things of that nature. Those are the two major tools that you're going to use that are going to be power. Other than that, you're basically just going to use a rubber hammer, because when you hit the joints down in this area here, you're going to want to make sure when you hit it that it's nice and smooth. This is not going to hurt the flooring, or it's not going to hurt anything with it. The other thing, you're going to want, when you get the staples and the nails, you're going to want to use this tool here. It's very nifty. It has one section here for nails and tight spots. This one here is a little bit easier for wedging and for prying. Needle nose for any kind of little pieces that you need to pull off the flooring. Obviously a hammer to help you. The scoring tool I told you about to take up the carpet and the molding. And basically this piece here, when you get a scrap piece, when you do part of your installation, some of the time you're going to want to use this for when you're in the midst of the pieces and you can't get these pieces to lay in there exactly right. You can utilize these pieces here to help you so that you can actually hit them with the hammer, your rubber hammer, and make sure that they get in the right spots so that they're nice and tight when they go in. Alright? And then once they're in, they just fall right into place, like so. Alright? Alright. So we'll go get started on the second stage and we'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, so with that we're going to get started, and I'm going to start to show you how the hallway is going to transition, and then we're going to keep going little by little so that we can get this whole floor done. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so we're towards the end of the floor now, and just a couple things I wanted to make sure to mention. Make sure as you're going through and you're pulling stuff off the subfloor or a concrete floor that you're getting everything possible. Don't leave or don't think that little pieces of foam or staples will not make a difference in the floor. It will. It will actually damage the floor on the bottom. The other thing too is when you're connecting the joints together, you're going to use a rubber hammer for this, and you're going to make sure that you want to rub your fingers across so it's nice and smooth. That way you know it's interlocked. You're going to probably have to hit the hammer pretty hard to get these things to lock, so don't think that you're going to damage the floor. You're not. That's what they're made for. They're made to interlock so that the water stays on top and it doesn't penetrate through the bottom along with your two-in-one flooring. So we're going to finish this section here. One of the things that we didn't do, because we're on the second floor, we didn't want to take all the stuff off this floor, so we went gradually, and as we went gradually we just moved this stuff out of the way so that we could keep going and not have to do a double work. So as we get done with this, then we got some molding. One of the things you'll see is the molding that we had here before. This is the molding that came with the house. It's standard. It's called 711 molding. It's standard molding. The molding you're going to see us do, it's going to be a lot bigger, so it's going to give more of a dramatic effect with the floor once we're done with it. So let's get started and finish this puppy up, and you guys can see what it's all about. Okay, so now we're towards the end, and now we're looking at a spot where the actual full piece of the flooring won't fit. So this is where you have to make sure you're strategic in how you cut it, but give yourself still a little bit of a gap so that it swells and contracts. It's not going to shrink and make your floor bow. So here we're measuring. Sometimes your walls are not going to be exactly straight either, so you have to make sure you measure from where it starts to where it finishes and adjust accordingly to where you're going to need to. Then it's just basically the same as you did with the other floor. You're just basically getting it into the groove necessary, and then just fitting it in its spot. And then you're going to do the same thing to the next one, all right, until you're all the way through. If you find yourself in a situation where it might be a little tight, then you're going to want to use your crowbar, your little crowbar here, and that will help you when you can't get in here to really kind of utilize the
crowbar to get everything fit in its spot nice and tight. Okay. Alright, we'll keep going.
Alright, so we finally finished. It takes about 3 days with 2 people, Marcy and myself. We did this in about 3 days from start to finish, ripping up the carpet to laying the flooring, the molding, painting, and everything that you see here. It's not a very difficult job. The biggest thing I can tell you is take your time with the prep, taking the carpet off, making sure the staples are gone, making sure the floor is smooth, putting on the 2-in-1 floating system, and then laying the floor. It took us approximately, for this area here, I want to say 12 boxes of tile. Each box was about 20 bucks. So you can do the math and figure it out, but it came out great. We're really happy with it. This is going to be a long-term investment. Now just remember, guys, us doing this work here, we saved about $2,000 just in labor. So think about that. It's not a very hard job to do. I showed you guys through the tutorials of what exactly we're doing. We've got a lot more coming. We've got some more little knickknacks, things, surprises to come. So please subscribe, stay with me, and we'll show you some really neat stuff coming forward. So once again, thanks for watching, and hope all your home improvement ideas and things that we do are great for you. Take care.